In this episode of Judge Judy, we see a deeply personal and emotional dispute between a father, Mr. Johnson, and his son, Joshua, along with Joshua's fiancée. At the heart of the case is a claim for repayment. Mr. Johnson says he loaned money to his son and future daughter-in-law to install new windows in their home, and now he wants the money back. But as the case unfolds, it becomes clear that this isn't just about money, it's about family expectations, relationships, and misunderstandings. The hearing begins with Judge Judy establishing the basics. First, she clarifies that Joshua and his fiancée do not live next door to Mr. Johnson. They live several miles away, which surprises the father. Judge Judy asks about the son's work and financial situation. Joshua works in collections for an hourly wage, earning about $23,000 a year, while his fiancée manages a retail store, making roughly $22,000 a year. Their mortgage is $625 per month, and the house they purchased cost $91,500. Mr. Johnson then recounts the story of his generosity. After years of estrangement, Joshua came to visit his father around 2012. In a spirit of reconciliation, Mr. Johnson decided to help his son and fiancée with home improvements. For Christmas or a housewarming gift, he paid $5,250 to install a new HVAC unit and ductwork in their home. This was a gift given out of goodwill and not meant to be repaid. Later, during his visits, Mr. Johnson noticed another need. The windows in Joshua's house were old and faulty. He discussed with Joshua and his fiancée that replacing the windows would be the next step to improve the home. At this point, he mentions repayment. According to Mr. Johnson, he told them he would cover the cost if they agreed to pay him back gradually as part of a series of small home improvement projects. He left the terms intentionally loose and unoppressive. There were no specific schedules or exact amounts agreed upon. Judge Judy asks about the details of this loan. Mr. Johnson explains that in mid-2013, the windows were installed, but by July, he realized that Joshua might not be taking repayment seriously. They had conversations over the phone and in person, trying to agree on a repayment plan. Joshua suggested paying $100 per month plus $300 from their tax return, which would total $1,500 per year and take over 4 years to pay off. Mr. Johnson accepted this plan, but there was no formal contract or binding agreement. A key moment comes when Joshua sends a partial payment of $1,000 along with a handwritten letter explaining their position. Mr. Johnson viewed this as acknowledgement of a debt. However, Judge Judy points out that sending a partial payment does not automatically create a legal contract. For a contract to exist, all parties must agree on specific terms, including the exact loan amount, repayment schedule, and obligations. Since none of this was clearly established, the court cannot legally enforce repayment. As the hearing continues, Judge Judy addresses the emotional dynamics. She notes the long-standing complexities in the father-son relationship, including periods of estrangement and reconciliation. She observes that while Mr. Johnson's intention to help was genuine, the situation was complicated by miscommunication and unclear expectations. Judge Judy also emphasizes a key life lesson. Legal obligations and moral obligations are not always the same. Mr. Johnson may feel entitled to repayment, but legally, without a contract, he cannot demand it in court. At the same time, she gently advises Joshua and his fiancée that repaying their father, even voluntarily, could be a meaningful gesture, not because the law requires it, but because it could strengthen family bonds and show respect for their father's generosity. In the end, Judge Judy dismisses the case. There is no legal requirement for repayment, but she encourages Joshua and his fiancée to consider making amends. She highlights that the case is more than money. It's about trust, family relationships, and doing the right thing even when it's not legally required. By the end of this courtroom drama, viewers are left reflecting on the delicate balance between legal obligations and moral responsibilities, and how sometimes doing the right thing is just as important as what the law dictates.